Tom Caltabiano, longtime friend and executive producer of Everybody Loves Raymond, is shedding new light on the surprising discomfort Ray Romano had with the show's now iconic title. While audiences across the globe embrace the sitcom's lighthearted name and simple premise, Caltabiano says that for Ray Romano, the title was a source of real anxiety and, at times, deep embarrassment. Speaking in a recent interview, Caltabiano described the early days of pitching the show and how Romano, who was still adjusting to his growing fame, found himself cringing every time someone said the words "Everybody Loves Raymond." According to the producer, the title wasn't Romano's idea, and in fact, it came from a sarcastic comment made by Ray's brother in real life. The now famous title actually originated from a joke that Ray's brother made while the two were still navigating sibling dynamics in their youth. Ray had begun to achieve success as a stand-up comic, and his brother, in a mix of mock jealousy and teasing admiration, reportedly quipped, "Well, everybody loves Raymond." The phrase stuck, and when the show was being developed, CBS executives decided it was the perfect name. But for Romano, the phrase felt more like a burden than a compliment. Caltabiano said Romano repeatedly protested the title during the development phase and throughout much of the show's early run. He hated it, Caltabiano stated. He thought it made him sound arrogant. He thought it was misleading. He thought people would think the show was about how great he was. Romano's discomfort was so strong that at one point he attempted to convince the network to change the name altogether, but CBS stood firm. They believed the title was catchy, warm, and accessible, everything they wanted in a sitcom name, and ultimately they were right from a branding perspective. The show became a critical and commercial success, running for 9 seasons and earning multiple Emmy Awards. Still, the title's success didn't ease Romano's feelings. Caltabiano revealed that Ray would frequently deflect when people commented on the show's name in public. He'd respond with self-deprecating humor or brush it off as not his idea. Even during press tours and interviews, he sometimes found ways to distance himself from the title, joking about how not everybody loves Raymond and how his real-life family certainly didn't treat him like a golden child. What made the discomfort even more ironic was the fact that Everybody Loves Raymond wasn't about a man who was universally adored. The show was famously built around the dysfunction and chaos of family life, nagging parents, jealous siblings, and a sarcastic wife. The title was meant to be ironic, and that nuance was lost on many first-time viewers. Romano, known for his humility and soft-spoken nature, reportedly feared that people who didn't know the show might assume it was a vanity project. In reality, Romano helped create one of the most self-effacing characters in sitcom history, a man constantly mocked, misunderstood, and undermined by the people closest to him. Caltabiano believes that tension between public perception and private insecurity added depth to Romano's performance. Ray never wanted to come off as egotistical, he explained. He didn't like attention in that way. He liked being funny, but the idea of being seen as the guy who thought everyone loved him, that tortured him. Despite the internal discomfort, Romano eventually accepted that the title wasn't going anywhere. Over time, he embraced it as part of the package, though he never fully shook his embarrassment over it. Today, nearly 2 decades after the show ended, Everybody Loves Raymond remains a beloved piece of television history. The name, once a source of personal struggle for Romano, is now part of pop culture shorthand, instantly recognizable, endlessly memed, and still played in syndication worldwide. Caltabiano's revelations offer a rare glimpse behind the curtain, a reminder that even the most successful performers have private insecurities. In Ray Romano's case, his humility may have clashed with a title that felt too big, too bold, and too flattering. But that's what made the show, and its star, so relatable. Romano didn't need everyone to love him. He just wanted to make people laugh, and in the end, he did exactly that, title or not.